Have you ever felt alone out there with an idea, a business, a side hustle? Well, that's the thing. That's me, Josh. And this is episode 103 of the Books by Josh, audio immersion titled Being Solo in All of This. In this episode, I'm ranting, of course, but I'm talking about the reality of doing all of this without a team. There's no editor, there's no marketing team, there's no structure beyond what I build myself. I'm basically in charge of everything. And that's the problem at times. Let's dive in. What do I mean by I'm alone? Well, back in episode 47, I touched on this about should you go solo or should you do a partnership? And I went solo, of course, because I'm Josh. And I don't know another Josh. But jokes aside, by me staying solo, I get to create what I want to create. Get to record these podcasts on topics that I want to talk about. Write books in every single genre because I'm writing in a lot of different genres. And create videos on certain things. So there's a problem to that. And that is bias. I'm biased with my own ideas. Sometimes an idea I think would do great doesn't. And that's because I have no one to bounce the ideas off of. Sure, I can send a message to a friend, say, hey, what do you think about this as an idea for this podcast? Here's the thing, I run 3 podcasts. So that'll get annoying pretty quick if I'm doing episodes every week or every other week, asking that person, what about this, what about that? So I have no one to bounce episode idea off of. I have no one to say, hey, you know what? I think we're doing too many episodes like this. Let's dial it back to this. Let's talk about this category. I have to sit here, record. I have to look at the metrics. Let's talk about my workflow. In Tech with Josh, episode 36, I talked about how I record the podcast. Should definitely take a listen to that. But I talk about all my items that I use to record the podcast. I come up with ideas, things like that. So, first of all, when I create a podcast, I have to create ideas. For this show, just talk about whatever floats my boat for that week. But usually I ask one of my agents, say, hey, these are my last 20 episodes. Give me an idea that works good, that doesn't lose momentum. They'll give me about 10 ideas. I bounce it to another one. Once I have the topic, I just sit here and record. After recording, I have to manually edit. Sure, I could pay someone to edit. I'm not making any money off this podcast. I'm not sponsored. The only money I make right now is from buying me a coffee or buying one of my books. That's it. So there's not enough money to pay an editor to edit 3 podcasts when the podcasts aren't making money at the moment. So I edit the podcast. Then I self-host. So I have my site booksbyjosh.com where everything's hosted on. And I already have it set up. Whenever episode goes live, it automatically goes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Stitcher, all of everything. So now I have to market. I'm not big into social media and that hurts me. So I just put in hooks in these episodes to try to get you say, hey, he mentioned his site, let me go check out, things like that. But one of the ways I market is with my written form. So I'm on Medium doing accompanying posts to my podcast to drive traffic back to my site and my podcast. And also on my site posts because a lot of people go on my site, they might not know I have a podcast. So that's one thing. That's the podcasting part. The book part. This is where things are more expensive. So with my first book that I released, Private Eye, The First Adventure of Jason Street, I actually hired an artist to do a cover back then. For editing, I went to Microsoft Word to make sure everything I typed was decent. Then I went to Grammarly and put in everything manually. So that was a headache. With AI, honestly, whatever I put in AI to fit for grammar and verbiage, if I copy what it gives me and put it in Grammarly, guess what? I get a score of like 99 or 100. So it's doing the work that Grammarly did for me without me having an additional subscription for Grammarly. I just pay for the AI because I'm using the AI for a lot of things. So that's one of the great things I have as a tool now. So I am incurring charges for the multiple platforms I'm using, but it is a business expense, so I can claim on taxes. But it's a tool. I have an editor right there. And the thing is, I'm paying for multiple agents, so I'm not going to just rely on one. So whatever ChatGPT gives me, I copy it. Whatever Claude gives me, I copy it. And then whatever Gemini or Grok gives me, I copy them as well. And I change it to Opus on Claude and say, hey, this is what you told me was on it. This is what GPT told me. This is what Gemini told me. This is what Grok told me. This is what Perplexity told me. This is what Luma told me. How can we implement this to fit the underlying issues? Things like that. So that's what I've been doing for my writing. And with my books, I've been running Amazon ads as well because I'm not well known. If you're listening, thank you for finding me. But I'm trying to build an audience and try to get clicks and lead to sales, or for the books enrolled in KDP Unlimited, get the page reads. So I have all of that set up. So that's what I'm handling. I'm part of the marketing. I'm creating photos so that I can start posting on social media with the book covers. I'm getting proofs made for certain ones. I'm getting the physical ones. Try and put in the hands of people and try and get reviews by saying, hey, to people I trust, buy this book and give an honest review. And that's the thing. Because I'm taking all of this upon myself, it's kind of disheartening when I sit down and I looked at the metrics, because you have to track metrics. And I can see how many people click on the ads, how many people bought, things like that. The CTR matters. And I'm like, wow, what can I do to improve it? And that creates more questions in my head. Hey, am I just not that good? Is this not for me? And that's some scary thoughts, to have. So one of the things are my covers. It's like, oh, this cover's good, but it's not the greatest based on your writing style. Like for my romance books, because it's slow burn, things like that, I should go with this style. So I'm trying all these different things out. And I can go to my friend, hey, what do you think about this? To my siblings, hey, this, former coworkers, acquaintances. The thing is, that's a select few amount of people. So the main thing is try to run more ads and see, hey, do I get more clicks here? Does it convert better with this cover? It's like with YouTube. If you upload a YouTube video, you have to have thumbnails, A and B, do a thumbnail test to see which one converts better. I do have a faceless YouTube channel, as I mentioned. And with that, see metrics, organic, and numbers are decent. But it's just disheartening when you're sitting there at night and you're like, I put hours of work into this and I only had 5 hits, 7 hits. It's like these podcasts. You get 10, 20 minutes of audio, but you don't see everything that goes on behind the scenes to get topics, to get talking points, things like that, to actually sit down and record without messing up, because I do one take. So I have to sit there a couple times to get everything right. Then editing the podcast, converting everything, publishing the podcast, getting the transcript, then creating the documentation that goes along with it. And I'm recording, like I said, 3 shows. So that's a few hours there. With the books, I have to come up with ideas, outlines, work on the angles or the point of view that we talk about. Make sure that I have my characters, my side characters, and work on it. Make sure it's in my style. Make sure I'm not leaning biasly to a certain style that I would use for like a mystery novel and a romance, or one of my nonfiction works. I want to make sure it fits the Josh that's writing that book. With the covers, I'm just figuring out what's working. So if you buy one of my ebooks, you might have new covers in 3 days. because they'll update with the new cover. You never know. But that's the thing. And funding, everything. Like I said, I do make sales of the books, and because some of the books on the Kindle Unlimited, based on how many pages are read, I get paid on that. So I do have income there. Is it enough to live off of? No. Is it enough to pay all of the bills that go into this? No. And that's the thing. These are things no one really talks about when you go into business for yourself or a side hustle or anything, are the actual expenses you incur. Because technically, internet is expense. That's part of this. So I do claim some down the taxes. So by having a tax ID, you do get some things you can claim. You do have to use it for business purposes. So I can't claim all my internet because all of my internet's not for this. So no one really talks about that. Talks about making sure I pay my sales tax, because I do collect sales tax for New York. So you have to do a lot of research before jumping in the deep end. And it's a struggle. You're not going to become great overnight. It could take a while. Look at Colonel Sanders, how long he tried to sell that chicken recipe, and eventually he became the colonel, you know? But success isn't overnight. You just have to put in the work, make sure you're consistent, make sure you're researching market trends for your market, your niche. For this podcast, I have no niche. I just talk about anything: money, my life, philosophy, business, creating, because this is an outlet for me to honestly just vent and talk. And I appreciate you guys for just listening to me. With Tech with Josh is about tech for phones, tablets, applications, ecosystems, tech news, and Manga with Josh is just about manga and manhwa. So those are niches, whereas this, I'm just talking about my business, my life, and everything like that. So that's it really for this episode. I just wanted to have another real episode, and definitely stay tuned to the next episode. It's going to be a nice one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.